See
Thank you.
you. Good to see you. Hair's looking good.
Hey,
Nice
hey,
and
hey.
nice and combed.
This is
Yeah, but
listen quite
how's
quite interesting with the lockdown. You know, we've been I don't know how many days now, what 28 or something silly.
yeah.
Um, so my hair was very long, believe it or not.
Mm.
You know that both of us now don't have a lot of hair left, but I'm working on it. I'll never say die. Eh? Anyway,
Yeah.
I did this haircut 2 days ago by
Mm.
myself with clippers
Hmm.
and scissors and the works. It's not bad, eh?
Wow.
It's
That's
a good effort.
impressive.
Uh,
I'm not surprised. Anything you do, it's good, so I'm not surprised.
Listen, and what's up with that beard? It's going more grey and grey by the day.
It's not the beard only now. Look at this. It's come it's come upstairs as well. And yeah,
Uh,
it's
it's
making its way up there
wisdom,
as well. So
wisdom,
yeah,
bud.
wisdom, stress, everything. You know how it is. You know how it is.
Yeah, true.
What's been
Life,
happening? How's the family? Everyone safe? Everyone
very,
okay?
very good. Thanks. It took us about an hour to just to calm the boys down. They are
Hmm.
in fifth gear at the moment. Yeah, haven't been locked down for almost a month. They're quite
Hmm.
frustrated, and our garden is not very big. Eh? It's like I don't know. It's a very average size garden, so we
I know
literally
how energetic they are.
we optimize every square meter every day. So, which is good. It keeps me fit. Eh?
Sweet, sweet. I know how
Uh,
energetic they are, and being neighbors, every morning sneaking into our room to steal packets of chips and say good morning and just give a high five and run away. Oh, those little
Li-
beauties.
I I actually when I told them I'm going to talk to you, they were very excited, and
Huh?
they fell in love with you basically last year with the IPL. It's just
Yeah,
Uncle Virat for 24 hours now. That's they want to see you, and I said, listen, boys, you'll get your opportunity when the IPL comes to talk to Uncle Virat, but this is our chat now.
yeah,
uh,
sweet. What's the situation in South Africa with the disease and is it under control? What's happening?
yeah, it's not too bad, eh? Our president Cyril Ramaphosa addressed us last night. He's a huge inspiration, eh? I think
Mm-hmm.
there was a funny thing that happened last night. He tried to get his mask on after his speech, and he had it the wrong way around, and he had it over his eyes at 1 minute. But the way he addresses the nation and doing little things like that is such a genuine human being. And I mean, I can't go on about him enough. He's really changing things in South Africa. Obviously, right now it's tough times, but he's really handling it so well that everyone feels inspired. People have been so disciplined, staying at home. You know the story,
Mm-hmm.
washing hands. People haven't
Yeah.
gone out at all. But we've gone into a level 4 now, which means
Mm-hmm.
it's still serious, and we got to avoid social contact and big gatherings and all of that. But at
Mm-hmm.
least it's one level down from 5.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, we haven't reached it yet. It's going to be announced, I think, next week, Thursday. But that'll
Mm-hmm.
help a lot. So I can at least go for a jog. I think quite a few things will
Okay.
change, but it's
Okay.
still very risky and serious. And you?
Yeah, that's quite an advanced step for you guys. I mean, we have
Mm,
obviously been in lockdown for a long time now, and things are more or less, they went out of control in a few areas. But as you correctly mentioned, our leadership is doing a tremendous job as well. I think with the number of people that we have and the size of the country, I think we've done quite amazingly well to control the disease till now. Obviously, our immunity is really helping as well. Not that many casualties. There are a lot of deaths, but luckily the graph hasn't shot up in a drastic way. So people are quite optimistic about how things are going to pan out. But yeah, look, it's still difficult. People are trapped inside, especially the guys who don't get food to eat in this day and
mm.
age. The migrant workers and guys who work on daily wages are really struggling. So there's so many things happening, so many amazing people doing such a great job. But it's good to see. It's good to see the human side really coming up because that's the only option we have right now. No ego, no sort of manipulations anywhere. People just trying to help people in need, and there's always a silver lining to all of this, and I can truly see that. That many people
Mm.
reaching out and making an effort and risking their lives to help others is quite an amazing thing to see in such a crisis situation. So yeah, hopefully we are on the right path as well. I don't think that we're going to get to jog outside and all that anytime soon. I think you guys are luckier that way, and the condition seems much better than what it is here. But yeah, hopefully in time we should be able to do that as well. Mm,
Look, I might not be 100% accurate, but the way I've got it is that we will be allowed to jog at least from next week. But
mm,
I
mm,
might be wrong before people
mm, mm, mm.
get on my case. But Virat, I don't know what you feel like. It almost feels like surreal, you know. It feels like I'm part of a big movie here. But
Ah,
it is real with the virus. But the nice thing about a big movie is there's always opportunity. There's always a hero, and there's always opportunity for people to stand up
mm,
and to make a
yep,
difference, and to have seen the leaders and people
true,
inspiring each other, you know, to
true.
give out a helping hand to people in need. And I think both of us have a big responsibility with that. And I think we'll touch on that a bit later, how we're going to try and make a
Yeah,
difference together.
absolutely. I totally agree with you. I think what it fe I mean, obviously they are comparing this or even, putting this across as even a worse situation than the World War. So we have no idea what happened back then. It would have been crazy for people who experienced that. But the thing right now is that you literally have no other option but to follow what's been told.
Yeah.
And for some people, it's been so tough because, we're just not used to listening or doing the correct thing. It's a bit sad to see as well when, people don't follow one vision, one goal, and it can make such a huge difference. I mean, people understand that today that if everyone gets together and work in the right direction, special things can happen. Things
Mm.
can come back to normal sooner than what people might think if they push in one direction. And yeah, it's actually surreal. I never thought we are going to see a time like this ever.
I can
It's
I can
it's just
compare
come
that.
so quickly.
I can
Mm.
actually compare that to cricket a lot. I
Mm-hmm.
think you'll relate with the fact that definitely in my career, very often you feel like you're a
Mm.
million miles away from achieving anything. And
Yep.
basically that never say die attitude, never giving up, pushing harder,
Yep.
pushing harder. Before you know it, things happen so quickly and so
Yep.
dramatically that you look around and you go like, hold on, I've just achieved something that no one else in the history has achieved before. And I think you can say that quite a bit about yourself
Mm.
and your stats. But we
Mm.
as cricketers, we never look at our stats
Mm.
that often. But looking back at a lot of hard work, all of a sudden magic happens. And I think we're in a similar kind of situation than some of our cricket games and cricket careers. If we just push on for a bit longer, there might not
Yep.
seem like there's light at the end of the tunnel, but before you know it, doors open up and the light comes
Yep.
through. Uh,
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. I think as sportsmen, it or sportswomen, it teaches us a lot to keep bouncing back. That's
mm.
something that is ingrained in us, and yeah, that should come on the surface for everyone. And we can totally relate to that mindset. We can keep pushing people in the right direction, keep motivating them, and that I think is our contribution right now. Apart from all the things
Uh,
that we do from a financial side of things, helping people and charities and stuff, but apart from that, I think it's the motivation. It's touching the right emotion in people that really brings out the best in them, and
I
that's
don't know
something
if,
that we
yeah, 100%, and I don't know if
definitely
you're the
can do.
same, but it almost feels like your hands are tied in these times.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
want to do a lot, but you're locked up in your house. And I think from a mental freshness point of view and staying positive, it's important not to be too hard on yourself. Try and give a
Mm,
hand where you can, but
mm,
don't
mm,
pull yourself down when you feel like you're not changing the world in one day. It takes
mm,
time, you know,
mm,
and every little
mm,
bit
mm,
helps. So
mm,
certainly for me, I felt like, you know what, I've had a big following because of my cricket over the years,
mm,
and I'm not doing enough. I tell my wife every night,
mm,
I don't feel like I'm doing anything.
mm,
And
mm,
then she gives me the peace of mind, like, just stay patient. You are actually, I'll remember that guy, remember this. You are helping,
mm,
and I think
mm,
if you're
mm,
patiently
mm,
doing something positive every day,
mm.
the big sum will eventually be something special.
I totally
Uh,
agree with you. I think when you do something for someone, it has to be special. It has to be something that makes an impact on their lives. And
uh,
not everyone has to publicize it. Not everyone has to put it out there and, show the world what I'm doing or what not.
100%.
Unfortunately, that's the kind of validation everyone's seeking. But you
Mm,
have to choose to live life in the right manner, and you
uh,
have to choose to do the right thing. And as you said, Danielle is your pillar of strength for me in my life. Anushka is definitely that person who always pushes me in that direction.
uh,
If anything is off, any kind of motivation, any kind of support, we're both there for each other. And I think we're blessed to have a great life partner and great people around us. And yeah, I've seen you impact people in a way that it's very different. It's very special. It's not out there. It's not for the world to watch, but the
mm,
things you say to people, the way you come across, you treat them certainly makes an impact on them. And I've seen that inside the change room. And I was just thinking from that note. I remember the first time we met after you were picked up by RCB. I
Yeah.
remember it was in Johannesburg, and we came down the tunnel. You guys were finishing practice, or yeah, correct. You guys were finishing practice. We were just starting ours, and I came and said hello, and I said we're going to be playing together, and you were like, I'm excited for that. It was a very brief chat. Didn't know after so many years, after what, 9 years, we'll be, such good friends and have a
Wow.
great journey together. And yeah, it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful to create a lot of memories.
It's an interesting story because it's a very human thing to do. Is when you hear about someone for quite a few years, and Balchi
Mm,
has told me a lot about you
yeah.
leading up to. I mean, I think you were 18, 19, 20 when you started playing for RCB, and Balchi would tell me
Mm,
about you.
mm,
And having known you for 3 years, but never met you, never meeting you in
mm.
that time, you sort of it's a human thing to sort of put a bit of defense around yourself, you know. So
Yeah.
I remember walking up the tunnel, and even though I said hi, my defenses were definitely up. Like, hold on, I don't quite trust this guy yet. I've heard a lot about him. I've seen the hair, I've seen the style. I'm not convinced,
Yeah.
but it didn't take me long to get to know you a bit better and to see the human side in you, which luckily over the last few years, because of what you've achieved, a lot of people have seen that human side. Where
Mm,
if that didn't happen, and for a lot of people, I don't think everyone gets to enjoy the human side of them. You just see
yeah.
this image. But
Mm.
anyway, there's a good spirit inside of your body, and Biscuit, we all have a lot of respect for you and everything you've achieved.
Thanks, my
Okay,
brother. Thank you so
yeah,
much.
that's enough of that.
Yeah, it's a bit emotional. It's getting a bit dramatic. But listen, I was actually talking to Anushka about this, and RCB shared a picture of the first game that I played for RCB, and
Yeah,
now it's been 12 years. It was in 2008, and now we're in 2020, and it's such an amazing journey. It's so surreal. You've been here 9 years yourself,
yeah.
and it's been so amazing to actually look back and think. For a lot of people, it's all about, obviously we want to achieve the ultimate goal. For RCB, we've come close thrice, haven't been able to. That's always going to be our dream together. But I was just thinking, looking back at this journey, I was like, and we just sat down and spoke about it. I was like, there is no way in any scenario that I can ever think of leaving this team because of the journey we've had, because of the love and the care the franchise has shown, the fans have shown. You can feel emotional about the season going well or not, but to have that loyalty with Bangalore, with RCB, it's been quite surreal. I don't know what you feel about it, but I just got this emotion. I was like, man, till the time I'm playing IPL, regardless of how we play, I am never leaving this team. There is no
Look,
chance in any situation that I'm going to play for anyone else.
not everyone is as sure of staying in a side as you are. So that has certainly been my inspiration for quite a few years now. I'd never
Mm,
want to leave Bangalore, but I know I've got to
yeah.
score runs if I want to stay there. So that's really pushed me, and obviously the fans. But
Mm, mm,
it is crazy when you look back, and that I want to touch on. It's something that's on my mind a lot. Is how people
mm,
harp on stats and hundreds and big performances, and as nice as that is, every time I look back on memories of the IPL or playing for South Africa or any team for that matter, you think of relationships and
yeah.
connections and friends, and you don't really. Yes, in the back of my mind, hey, I played a nice knock there. It's more often than
Mm,
not people remind me of that. It's not myself thinking of it,
mm,
but you think special. You think about special moments and the crowd's
mm,
atmosphere. You know, so
yeah.
those are the kind of things I don't want to ever give away. I want to be
Yeah.
in Bangalore for that for I don't know how many years to come. So hopefully the IPL will happen this year. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, we have no clarity whatsoever at the moment,
Uh,
but I'm quite optimistic. At some stage, we will definitely have something because
uh,
things are moving in the right direction. And it's actually quite amazing because when people get back from this, when things are back to normal, I don't see things getting back to normal in the same manner that they were before everything happened. I think there are going to be a lot of changes.
mm,
Lot of discipline has to be shown by people everywhere, is what I'm
uh,
thinking. People have to respect guidelines and rules and all that. That surely, I think, is going to be our future. But whenever people come back to watch games, or the players come back to play, there's going to be such different energy and pure enjoyment. Because what I've seen in this phase is there are a lot of times when you get egoistic and you think, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. In reality, you're controlling nothing. No one
Uh,
can do anything in the current situation. We all have to swallow our ego, just follow what's been told, and just be grateful for life. Try and help those who are in need, and that's all. We should be so grateful that we are able to sit in comfortable environments at a stage where so many people are struggling for food. And it
uh,
really puts things in perspective. When you don't have control of anything, you can't even get out of your own house. How can we claim to do something and make something happen? All we can do is just enjoy and just have a good attitude and give everything that we have. And I think it's drastically going to change the enjoyment part of things for a lot of people. People are going to stop getting so serious about their own games or results and all that sort of stuff. I think that
uh,
that pure love for everything is really going to come up on the surface. I don't know if you agree or not, but that's something I feel
uh,
might happen.